Hello guys, and welcome back to episode 4 of our modded Queek campaign for the Skaven. I'm Warhammer, hope you're having a great day. Let's get back into right where we left off. We decided to go to war against Cargozul, which might turn out to be a mistake, but we'll have fun with it no matter what. We're taking Spike Peak. It's led by, it's Khazador Dragonslayer. I don't remember if his trait, I think it's only Terror when fighting Greenskins. I don't believe it's against the Skaven. But his army is made up of mostly miners and quarrelers along with some artillery. The artillery shouldn't be a huge deal if we can get on them with Menace Below and like our gutter runners and stuff, but let's take a look at the map first. Okay. Alright. We have our first battle against Cargozul. They've got a pretty sizable army, 3 grudge throwers and 1 bolt thrower, along with several things of miners, some of them with blasting charges, and lots of quarrelers, and lots of miners by themselves. Luckily not too much with shields. There's a few things of Dwarf warriors with shields, but pretty sizable force. For us, we decide to Vanguard deploy our Assassin and get our Slingers over the back so that once we get access to our uses of the Menace Below, we can start taking out some of the Dwarf artillery. We're also going to move our chieftain who's on Bonebreaker up as well, because he's pretty fast. For us, we don't have a whole lot to our name. We have, 8 things of Skaven Save Slingers, 1 Plague Call Catapult, 2 things of Storm Vermin, and some Skaven Save Spears. So we decide to hold up over here near this mountain or hill, whatever you want to call it, because it gives us a secure flank on one side. And we're going to try to draw all the Dwarf warriors to us rather than going after them. But we use our first use of Menace Below on the grudge throwers, try to shut them down. Looks like they do manage to escape for the most part, which is kind of bad, but they actually got a friendly blasting charge there on them. But what I'm trying to do is, even if I can't kill the crew, I want them to get off of the artillery piece, because the AI usually does not have the crew get back on top of their artillery if they're scared off. But our first unit of Menace Below, not super effective. They do almost half health the grudge thrower, but they don't lose any artillery pieces, but we're going to drop a second one down. Our assassin and the gutter runners have been taken off fire at will, so that they're not going to reveal themselves too early, because we want to get them to a point where they're going to be most effective and not in lots of danger. So it's all about just tying these things up. We're also going to bring over our Warlock Engineer, try to get some of his uses of Warp Lightning down and do some damage. But it's just a little bit of a waiting game right now while we wait for the Dwarf Warriors to feel the need to come after us, which it looks like they're reforming their battle lines right now. But this grudge thrower, half health. All the other ones are still pretty healthy, but if we can force them to attack us, it'll be really nice, because infantry moves a lot faster than artillery, so that will leave their artillery a little bit more exposed for our guys over here to get on top of them in the back. But for us, Chieftain on the Bonebreaker, he's going to be pretty useful. He does Sunder Armor and pretty good offensive stats and damage. Queek and our other 2 chieftains are holding back. They're going to help support the front lines and deal with some of the characters once they come, because they are led by Khazador Dragonslayer, who's a pretty tough lord. He's 151 armor. He causes terror to... Oh yeah, it's to us as well. He causes terror to Skaven. I thought it was just for the Greenskins initially, but I guess not. But it looks like we finally have drawn the Dwarf forces out, so they're starting to make their way towards us. But they're still pretty close together right now, so we have to be a little bit more careful. They are trying to get some of their shots off. The grudge thrower on our Warlock Engineer manages 1 out of 4 shots to hit. But lots of quarrelers, 1 unit of thunderers as well, so they have lots of ranged firepower. We have to deal with that, or we are going to be in trouble. We have kind of checkerboarded our forces with our Skaven Slingers, so if they do get caught in melee, hopefully they don't tie down more than 1 unit. But for our Storm Vermin, these guys are actually going to be the linchpin of this battle. If they don't hold, we are going to be screwed. They've got really good leadership. both from the extra experience they have and also from our characters nearby. So they're going to be pretty good at holding the line as long as they don't take too much damage. But the dwarf forces are starting to get into range where they can start hitting us with some of our artillery if we're not careful, which looks like they are starting to aim for our storm vermin. Which that's going to be really bad if we take too much damage from that. Our assassin and the grudge, or not the grudge, the gutter runners have finally started to come into place, trying to get on top of some of these grudge throwers now. Another menace below on top of some other grudge throwers. The bolt throwers are not quite in range yet of our infantry, but they managed to get a few kills on our storm vermin. 18 dead, so we're going to pull them back along with our halberds as well, try to avoid losing more models. Assassin is sneaky, but they are bringing in some correlers with great weapons. He's pretty much a glass cannon. He does lots of damage, but his defensive stats are not very great. And he only has 45 armor, and 25 of that is from a trait. So otherwise, he will get demolished by anything that gets into contact with him if they can manage to hit him. Our Playcock Catapult finally starting to get some shots off now that the Dwarf Warriors are in range. The Dwarves can't exactly decide what they want to do. Our Menace Below and our Gutter Runners prove to be really good distractions and confusing them. But our Playcock Catapults getting some good hits off, but not doing too much damage now. We did switch over to the Quarrelers rather than the Dwarf Warriors, because that's the big threat for us. But the Grudge Throwers have now switched on to our Skaven Slave Slingers, which isn't a huge deal. We will lose models, but their formation is much more spread out than Storm Vermin. So if they take damage, it's going to take quite a bit more ammunition to get the same impact. Here we're going to try to dodge a little bit, although that guy just got demolished. Same with those guys. But our Chieftain on the Bonebreaker tying down some of these Correlers. They do have great weapons, so they're going to be able to get through some of his armor. But with the help of the artillery, their leadership is going to get pretty low very quickly. Artillery providing that negative 10 leadership, along with the Playcock Catapults, unique ammunition doing another 10, so Playcock Catapults can really route units very quickly if we use our resources well. But we've shut down Wedge Grudge Thrower. They're still fighting on their artillery pieces. Same with these ones. But we've shut down most of them. Bolt Throwers are just barely getting into range now. But the Dwarf forces, the majority of them, have got into range now. Luckily for us, though, the Thunderers are kind of in a bad position, so not all of them can shoot because of this little hill. They are managing to get some shots off on our Skaven Slaves Slingers. Well, these are our spears, actually. Our Chieftains have started to move out, try to tie up some of these units so our Slingers can keep firing for as long as possible. Bonebreaker doing really good at getting these bolt throwers shut down. They have abandoned their artillery pieces, which is awesome. Over here, our Gutter Runners and our Assassin trying to get this last little bit of these Grudge Throwers, but some Dwarf Warriors along with some other Miners have come to support them along with some Corridor shooting. They do lots of damage to our Gutter Runners. Cazador is coming straight for our Warlock Engineer over here, which is not a great matchup for us. So we're going to try to get him out a little bit, but he's not quite fast enough. Over here, though, Storm Vermin have moved back into place. Although these Skaven Slave Spears did manage to get rocked by a volley of blasting charges. So we need to provide our leadership over there with our Storm Vermin with halberds, but Slingers almost fighting completely unpestered so far. Except for this unit who's been tied up by some Miners, but we've got a Menace Below down on some of these Miners and Thunderers and Correlers. So we've occupied a lot of their ranged firepower at the moment, but yeah, our Warlock Engineer just getting demolished by Cazador. Another little blasting charge goes off on our Storm Vermin. That was a pretty good volley, though, unfortunately. Yeah. They're holding up still pretty well, though. Their stats are pretty good against these Dwarf Warriors. They have Very good at melee attack and defense. Pretty good weapon strength, though not a whole lot of armor piercing. Gonna struggle a little bit to get through the dwarf armor. But Queek finally gets free, and he's coming straight for Cazador, trying to help out our other chieftain who's getting pinned down. Because our Warlock Engineer did get pushed back for a little bit. We throw down a big Warp Lightning there, try to help these two guys out a little bit. In the back, our Gutter Runners pretty much got routed off. Almost dead. 37 models still, though. But our Assassin has been surrounded, and he's not going to do well with his combined part of the Correlers with Great Weapons and Dwarf Warriors, able to do some big damage. But the good thing is we shut down all the Dwarf Artillery and most of their ranged firepower. Looks like they've got maybe 2 units of Correlers still online shooting. Chieftains over here doing really well at tying up these miners and stuff, so our slingers can keep flinging stones. And if you guys don't know, slings are actually a really, really cool weapon. So it's basically a piece of leather in between string, and you put a rock in it, and you use centripetal force, swinging it around to build up momentum and a lot of energy. You let it go, and it's like they're pretty dangerous. It's like the story of David and Goliath. David kills Goliath with a sling stone to his face, crushes his helmet. But over on this side, Assassin finally gets routed. But Correlers have been tied up for the most part. Most of them are pretty low on models, or low on ammunition if they have more models. But Slinger's not doing too much damage, but they've used a lot of their ammunition. They're not getting too many kills, I mean, but they are getting some value in weakening these guys, so our characters can take them out. Like our Catapult, almost out of ammunition. Got about 2 more shots. Gonna use our Chieftain to tie them down and our Menace below. Hopefully be able to string a hold that them in place, keep them from escaping. But our Chieftain on the Bonebreaker, tying down some more Correlers, coming in for a charge on these Thunderers. Over on this flank, our Storm Vermin are holding out against the Miners, although they are taking a fair amount of damage. They still have 71 models left, so just barely below half. But they are very, very low on HP. On this flank, some Miners have managed to get through on top of some of our Skaven Slave Spears, but they are getting pelted by a lot of our Slingers, who have managed to come back after being routed. But Queek putting a hurt on Cazador, apparently. Goes down very, very quickly, although Queek did take some damage in the meantime. Our Assassin comes back for a little bit. We're going to use him to try to chase off some of these other units. Gutter Runners also chasing off some Correlers, but they are getting pelted a little bit by some Correlers, who have just barely survived with 21 models. Very low HP. Catapult's out of ammunition now, though. So it's just going to be a little mosh pit and brawl to finally break the leadership of the Dwarfs, but we've done very well for the units that we had. I think our tactics have worked very effectively so far. Cazador just barely getting away from Queek, but he is slow, so Cazador will get caught by Queek. Over here, our Chieftain on the Bonebreaker took a lot of fire, but now he's on top of these Correlers. And most of the Dwarf units have been routed or severely weakened. The only ones that are really left are the units that have higher health. There is a unit of Dwarf Warriors who's still about full health, and these guys are now taking combined damage from all the Slingers. But our forces have not taken too much damage, relatively, compared to what we've actually had to face, but our Stormborn with Halberds, 253 kills, so they did lots of work. And where did our other Stormborn go? Over here. Down to 48 models, 47, but they've got 150 kills. Proved to be very effective. The Dwarf army just about going to give up. Queek's going to go in for the kill, and that will be the end of Cazador for now. Well, we pulled it off. Some of our heroes got really, really close to death, but we actually did really, really well. Menace Below did awesome, shutting down a lot of the artillery and range units. I'm really happy with how that went. Okay, I don't need to occupy this at anything besides level 1. All of our Chieftain should be on Bonebreakers now, which is awesome. We have full control of Death Pass, which is awesome. Although we are getting kind of close to Rebellion. Let's actually go for food. Because a lot of this penalty is just from taking the settlement. So that will go away. In the meantime, though, we finally dealt with that stupid rebellion at the end of the last episode. And with the money we just made, let's start building up these settlements a little bit. And then this is going to give us more control. This gives us slightly more income. Let's go for income, and then we can do the control afterwards. How close are we to getting... Oh, we can get Storm Vermin now. Oh, let's do that instead. Because we have the skills for Queek to get them at a really high level too, and in one turn. Yeah, let's do that. Let's start going down. Benefits for Storm Vermin. How much do they cost? Almost 1,000 each, though. Okay, well, we can get rid of these Skaven slaves for sure. Yeah, and look at this. So these Storm Vermin are at rank 4 and rank 5 respectively. Look how much higher their leadership is because of the mod, which is really, really cool. So it takes forever to get them high levels, but it really pays off if you can keep them alive for that. All right, let's merge some more. Let's get 4 Storm Vermin. I think we have enough. I know we're not. Never mind. We don't have quite enough. Yeah, I'll cancel that for a turn. I think 3 with swords and shields, and then another one with halberds would be great. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Okay, our bone breakers. Let's get bred leaders so they provide extra leadership. And for our warlock engineer, finish off increased mobility, and our assassin, replenish troops is going to be really, really nice. But for him, let's give him melee defense. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, where that is now. Let's switch this over to food too, because you're in the settlement, so you're going to prevent a rebellion. We have city over here. I actually prefer food over income right now, so I'm not going to build that. This one doesn't cost any food per turn, so we'll do that. We just got to keep an eye out for Belagar coming now. Make sure we get those garrison buildings upgraded in our capitals on the western flank of the Southlands. Or the Badlands, I guess, technically, but... Okay, no sign of Skarsnik still. Yeah, if we can push in, take Karakazul out, that'll give us some really nice territory. And it also kind of gives us a flank loyal to Clan Rictus. Wait, who's disloyal? Oh, we already got rid of that guy. Yeah, why are we getting a... Why are we getting a warning for that? Okay, can you make it to Fire Mountain Pass in one turn? No, not quite. That's okay. No, we want to do channeling stance instead of ambush. We already have a really high successful ambush chance, but we need more magic. And with Storm Vermin now, we can... Oh, we recruited them at rank 6? Holy crap. They're going to be so good now. Okay, well, happy accident. With our last little bit of gold, do we want to upgrade this? This gives us 40 more income and reduce his recruitment costs, which we're not going to recruit a lot there. So, do we have any empty... Oh, we do have an empty Warlock Engineer. Let's do Confident. We're in negative income now, though, because all of our heroes. But we'll sack this or something to get some extra income. Come out here, just an ambush chance, in case Belgar comes by. That way we can spot him, decide which place we need to defend more. But about the best we can do right now. Okay, there's Skarsnik. Good to know. Oh, he's got 5 things of Black Orcs. It's like turn 6 or 7. Oh man, he's gonna be a nightmare. Yeah, good thing I moved that other lord out, so now he can go defend Crooked Fang Fort. Skarsnik will probably try to bypass it though and come to Dringo Rakaz. Unless we set an ambush outside, but... yeah, let's come... Okay, Skarsnik should be able to get there in 1 turn anyway. So we're going to stay in ambush chance. That way he doesn't detect us and tries, hopefully goes after Crooked Fang Fort, where we can more easily defend ourselves. Let's upgrade training for that chieftain and for our assassin, replenish troops. Oh, I guess we have all these conciliars that we need to look at first. Yeah, that's for an assassin. Where is our assassin in this army? Give you that. That increases income from sacking, along with additional assassination success chance. And a bell polisher. This is capacity. Okay, that's capacity for sorcerers. That's fine. And let's take the fight to the doors once again. Okay, this time they've got a Dragon Slayer. He's level 8 too. Along with a Thane. Luckily, Queek will be good at killing them. Does Queek do magic attacks? No, he does not. Okay. Well, Iron Drakes shouldn't be a problem as long as we can shut them down. I think we'll be okay. Battle against the Dwarves and then an actual settlement battle. Our forces have gotten significantly stronger with Queek's army. We now have 6 things of Stormwood, 4 with swords and shields, and 2 with halberds. Our ranged force is still all Skaven slave slingers, but should be enough to get through what we're facing. The garrison is led by a partial army with a Demon Slayer, and then a Thane as part of the garrison, I believe. Oh no, he's part of the army, because they're both higher level. But the army within the garrison has 2 things of Iron Drakes, several Quarrelers, and some miners, along with some Grudge Slayers, who are pretty nasty. They have Undersharming, so we don't want them to fight Storm Vermin, or they're going to get wrecked. But all of our chieftains are on Bonebreakers now. Plague Catapult's going after those Slayers. We're going to try to shut down the Quarrelers while our Storm Vermin try to make their way in and start to get some guys into combat. Although these Storm Vermin kind of got annihilated by these 2 things of Grudge Slayers. So we decided to throw a Menace Below right on top of both of them, try to shut them down before they can do too much damage. Because they did kill about 1/3 of our Storm Vermin with halberds and got 1 volley off. Well, a little bit more on our other Storm Vermin. But Queek coming in, get on top of these Quarrelers. Iron Drake's trying to get in position so they can get some shots off on our Storm Vermin. Warlock Engineer kind of coming into support so we can hit both sides with magic. Although our Plague Catapult right there, getting pretty close to our own units. Does manage to get an awesome hit on those miners. Over here, our Gutter Runners and Assassins, we Vanguard deploy them on the other side so they can come start to get some of these control points. Throw down a big warp lightning on the coilers right there. But the Flying Drakes did manage to get one volley off on our Storm Vermin right there. It did take a fair amount of damage. But we've got two pushing in. And the third unit of Storm Vermin trying to help out over here and get on top of that artillery and some of the coilers that are over there, or blasting charges. But so far, the Demon Slayer and his Thane have remained out of the conflict. But with them seeing that we've captured this point, they are going to start to head that way. They sent some coilers in, but our assassins tied them down while our gutter runner slingers get some shots off in the back, so their shields get avoided. Big shots there by Plickout Catapult, these Dwarf Warriors. Slayers doing all that work early to get them low before our Storm Vermin got into battle did a lot. Because our Storm Vermin, for the most part, avoided a lot of damage. Over here, some miners just barely holding out. We did manage to get them in melee before they could get all their blasting charges off, which is very, very good. Getting some control points under our belts now. These coilers have managed to remain out of melee for a while, so they've continued to get some shots off. Here our Chieftain and Queek doing some damage, but yeah, we decided to send over our Chieftain in just a second to shut down these coilers as long as we can, but Queek, he's got his fill of the Dwarf Miners and Dwarf Warriors, and he wants to go for the throat on our Demon Slayer and Thane. Because the Demon Slayer decided, oh, I want to get on top of all these gutter runners and our assassin who's over here. So the Iron Drake's trying to get some shots off, but we keep running out of range with our gutter runners, so they can't quite get a volley. But these Storm Vermin have caught up to the Dwarf Warriors, and another menace below, shutting down the Grudge Throwers for the good. Chieftain doing really, really awesome in his Bone Breaker. Routed most of these units off. Storm Vermin have been very effective. These other ones came around from the bottom. Managed to get on top of these cores, and we'll sandwich them a little bit right there. But the Dwarf Warrior, the Demon Slayer, managed to do quite a bit of damage to our assassins. We decided to pull him back and just abandon this control point for now, because it's not worth losing more units over there. There's nothing to gain, but we're Storm Vermin just chasing units down. Get on these miners, hopefully, before they get... Yeah, let's say they've got a full ammunition left for their blasting charges. We really won't need to get them into melee as soon as possible. Bone Breaker's being really, really good this battle. Mobility helping out a lot. Big charge bonuses on there, knocking some Dwarf Miners and Coilers around. We've moved all of our forces through and are starting to get towards the control points now. Queek having his first duel in this battle against the Dwarf Thane, although they're just kind of running around each other for a little bit. But man, Queek is actually really, really tall. That's interesting. Because I never really thought about the height of Skaven, but Queek is actually very, very young for his position too, as the right paw of the Warlord of Clan Moors. But yeah, he just demolishes that Thane. Absolutely wrecked him. Yeah, oh, each hit does so much damage. But we've finally started to send some units over to where they can support. Chieftain getting on some Iron Drakes now. Demon Slayer for a while starts to chase our guys, but they get back into stalking stance where they are not visible anymore. Over here, the Skaven Storm Vermin doing very, very well against these Dwarf Warriors. Because of the skills that we spent in Queek's Unique Line, we were able to recruit these guys at rank 6, so Storm Vermin are just going to be awesome in this campaign for Queek. But we've routed the entire Dwarf force, but the battle is not over because our Demon Slayer, he is not giving up anytime soon. So we are starting to send over our characters with our Bone Breaker and Queek and our other chieftains. Try to deal with him as soon as we can, since the rest of the army has given up, and we start to spread out our forces a little bit more, because we can get victory too if we control all of the control points. So we send some of them out to capture these, along with the main one over here. Now it's just a little war between one angry dwarf and lots of mutated Skaven or Skaven on Clan Molder. But nice charge there on those Quarrelers. Demon Slayer does get knocked down, but he's going for the throat with our, our Warlock Engineer. Does manage to get one big hit off, takes a lot of his health out, but now two Bonebreaker Chieftains are wrecking him. Queek is on him, and with Queek there, he will just get demolished. Dwarf Vermin also want to help out a little bit, but yeah. Queek is just awesome. Like, look how much damage he's doing with each hit. He does a lot. Okay. We got a fair amount of money from the battle, but let's sack it, because we are in the negative right now, and we should have enough movement range to still occupy the settlement. Here, right away, let's go for growth and casualty replenishment. Demon Slayer was a little bit of a pain, but we have the Council Guard now, and the Death Squad. Alright, for Queek, let's go for stuff for Storm Vermin. Where's that? Respect and Feared? Yeah. What does that actually give them? It gives them melee attack and weapon strength. Okay. That's okay. Storm Vermin can always use more melee attack. Yeah, our Chieftain. Yeah, let's keep going for melee defense and then armor after that. Engineer. Ammo for the army. Our assassin. More melee defense and replenish troops. Have we got any other magic items recently? Forest Cloak. That's kind of bad. Snipe, though. Does the Warlock Engineer, is he ranged? No, he's not. Okay. Well, I guess that doesn't make sense for any unit that we do have. Vanguard deployment will be nice for him, so we can cast some spells pretty quick. Okay, Sword of Strife melee attack. Let's give that to one of our Chieftains rather than the Graveseer. He doesn't need it. Warrior Bane, also really, really good. Let's take that on our other Chieftain that doesn't have a weapon. Seti and Trinket, those are both bad, so let's fuse those. We get, of course, another spell resist item. Okay. Well, that's about all we can do on that. But now with that money that we do have now, let's upgrade the garrison and get us more income. Although, I should use some of the money to upgrade settlements so we can get that growth put into action. We still need to find some other Skaven clans to go to war with so we can get Thanquil. Or is that Thanquil? Yeah, it's Thanquil. For Screech Vermin King, we have to take Nagashazar. Okay, no sign of Belagar still. I didn't see where Skarsnik's army moved to. Karakazul starting another lord, I think. I don't know if they'll have any units. But for... Okay, so this is the... Oh, this is the lord that is disbanded at the moment. Offering you power if you let him live, so we could kill him and gain loyalty. Or... yeah, we'll kill him. But you're just going to try to set an ambush. I'm going to... Do I get rid of the red stuff for now? I think I leave it. And we'll keep moving quick. Alright, they just put a new lord in, but they don't have anything else besides the garrison. That's a great spot for us to pick up with episodes 5. Yeah, 5. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you then.